Hello, a Rosie math teacher coming at you from my 6th period accelerated grade 7 math class, where we are working on the second day of lesson 3-3, solving two-step equations. If you want to follow along in the book, it is page 177. We're going to begin today talking about item number 11. Everyone in this room, please copy the following. 4/5 sets of x plus 7 equals 20. Class, whenever you see distributive property, I want you to realize that whatever is happening in parentheses is being multiplied by the item in front of the parentheses. So I like to view it as 4/5 set of whatever x is plus 7. If it's 4/5 set of x plus 7, is it less than a whole set or more than a whole set? What is the fraction 4/5? Is that less than 1? Yes. So the value of this when multiplied by 4/5 will be less than a whole set of x plus 7, just so you are aware of that relationship. All right, when I multiply, and I for sure want everybody to write down what you get as you remove parentheses. 4/5 times x equals, please say it, 4/5 x. Excellent work, guys. And then 4/5 times 7. Let me give you a shortcut. You can do this mentally. 4 times 7 for your numerators, 5 times 1 that would be underneath 7 for your denominators. So 4/5 times 7. Class, what's 4 times 7?
28.
28. So I write that as my numerator. What denominator would have been multiplied by 1? 5. So what is my denominator? 5. Now, since it is positive 28/5, I'm going to keep a plus sign. Are we good so far? Please copy this so far. And then equals what total? Please say it. 20. This inside my red box is what I am most expecting everyone to copy. We got 4/5 x when we multiplied 4/5 times x. We got 28/5 when we multiplied 4/5 times 7. Do I have any questions about that? Okay, let's continue. Now we are looking at, one moment, 20 is being arrived at after we have added the constant 28/5. How can we undo plus 28/5? When we're going in the reverse direction, we will what? Say what symbol we'll use now? Okay, so I know you are seeing a divide by symbol, but it's also a fraction. Okay, everybody go ahead and circle the constant. Please circle the plus 28/5. When you begin to solve a two-step equation in your online calculator, you should tap the beginning parenthesis, so tap this now, class. You should begin with your total. What was your total? Say it. 20. Thank you, my 2 people. I was hoping for more than 2 people, but hey, one can always hope. Okay, now I have to undo my constant. How do I know this is the constant? Because it's not sitting next to the variable x. Excellent. That is a coefficient, that is a variable, this is your constant. Constantly alone without its bestie x sitting beside it. All right, so what am I going to do to undo 28/5 being added? What is the opposite of add 28/5? Excellent. I would just go ahead and keep this, honestly, as a fraction in your calculator. Minus 28/5. Ending parenthesis. Does everyone remember how to find your fraction tool? You click on it, put 28 in the top, put 5 in the bottom, a minus in front. Don't forget the parentheses. Now, I finished undoing my 28/5. My total is currently not 20. Don't care what it is. You don't need to write that down. Just keep all this in the calculator and then undo what is happening to x. What is happening to x with that 4/5 sitting in front of it? It's being what by 4/5? Please say that. Multiplied. How do we undo multiply? We divide. And since it was 4/5, we divide by 4/5. Class, when you hit the divide by key, do you get a fraction bar? And then underneath, can you tap your fraction tool and put 4 in the top, 5 in the bottom? When you type this into your online calculator, you will get an answer. You will put that in the answer box. Wave at me if you got a green check mark for this answer. Okay, excellent job, y'all. All right, moving on, let's take a look at item number 13. Some people have felt like this was a little tricky today for some reason. They are asking you if the reading rug in Mrs. Shaw's room has a perimeter of 28 meters. So guys, perimeter is the distance around a shape. Yes? Remember how Mr. Perimeter? He goes for a walk. And the route that he travels is called the what? Perimeter. That's why I call him Mr. Perimeter. Okay, so I would need to add this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. How long does it say the length is in the chart? X plus what? 3.3. So I'm going to label my length x plus 3.3. Now, if this length is x plus 3.3, how long is the bottom line? X plus 3.3. Now wait for it. We have a surprise. They say the width is also what? X plus 3.3. Surprise! It's not just any old rectangle. Turns out they're actually talking about a what? They're actually talking about a square. How did you so quickly realize it was a square? Because all four sides are the same. So if each side is x plus 3.3, what would we actually use for the equation that we need to solve? How many sets of x plus 3.3? 4 sets. Do you follow how when perimeter equals 4 being multiplied by a single side measurement, that means we want 4 sets of x plus 3.3. What does x plus 3.3 represent? The measurement of a single side. And when we do the measurement of a single side of a square and we multiply it by 4, class, what will we get? Perimeter. So in a moment, after you have written down, I'm not going to take you all the way to the solution here, but I am going to remind you, you're going to do 4 times what? Say it. X, which would equal what? Please write this down that you can come back to in a moment to finish solving. 4x. And then you will do 4 times what? 3.3. Will it be a positive or negative? A positive. Raise your hand if you have an amount for 4 times 3.3. Yes, ma'am. 13.2. Who agrees with 13.2? Wave. Excellent. And then that will equal 28. So remember, again, in a moment, first of all, this is what I want you to be sure you have written for your work evidence for this item. Then you will go on your calculator. Beginning parenthesis, total number. Undo the constant. What's the opposite of plus 13.2? Minus 13.2. And then what's the opposite of multiply by 4? Divide by 4. That is what you will do on your calculator in a little bit. All right, right now, though, I would like everybody, please, to look up here at item 14. No matter what, look up here at item number 14. This is a super challenging item, and I would like you working with me. Everybody in this room should be looking up, not just staring at their page. All right, the plan for the Thorns backyard play area, shaped like a trapezoid, is shown. Class, if you have not yet drawn this on your paper, please quickly draw this trapezoid and label what you need for the side measurements they do give you. Now, first of all, the rule for trapezoid is 4-sided figure, 1 pair of opposite and parallel lines, another pair of opposite not parallel lines. So what do you notice? My top base and my bottom base are the pair of what? Parallel lines. They would never cross each other if you extended them forever and ever. However, if I extended my black lines forever and ever, would they eventually at some point intersect up there? Yes. So those are not parallel. Also, a little side note, do you notice this straight line here with a little right angle sign here? And then beside it, it says 14.4. What is this measurement, class? What is it considered? The what of the trapezoid? Height. The height is always measured not by a slanty line, but by a line that runs perpendicular from top to bottom, or base to base. All right, they call base 1, this top base is 18.5 feet. They call the height 14.4, so obviously over here is also labeled 14.4. And they have labeled this slanty line as 14.7. Would I use this number or this number? Which number, class, would I use for the height? 14.4. Which number would I use to determine part of the perimeter? 14.7, because that's where he's going to walk. Excellent. And then our second base at the bottom here is labeled base number 2. This is not an exponent 2, it's part of a label. B1 is base 1, B2 is base 2. All right, now let's look at the information they give us. First of all, they want us to find the perimeter, which in this case, not being a square, would not be 4s, would it? But what would I need to do with every single one of my side measurements? What would I need to do, class? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide all of them. Add all of them. Wave if you agree with add. You should be agreeing because that is exactly what you would do. Because remember, Mr. Perimeter is going for a walk all the way around the trapezoid. He goes oh, there, I had to speed up. All right, because we only want the distance what? Around the object. Thumbs up if we're following so far. Okay, but the problem is they don't give us the perimeter. They give us the area. Why do you think they gave us the area? In order to give us a clue to help us find what? Base number 2. Okay, so let's use the area formula. Everybody write this area formula down. A equals base 1 plus base 2 parentheses over the top of or divided by what? 2, and then multiplied by what? H. Now, did they also, for height, did they also give us the total area number in this problem? Yes. They said it was 286.56 square feet. So after the H, I'm going to write equals 286.56. Please be sure, class, you have written all of this. Now look at your shape and your measurements. Where shall I substitute 18.5 in place of what piece here? Say it. Base 1. Excellent job. And what amount am I putting there? 18.5. You got it. And then do I have a measurement for base 2? No, that's what I'm looking for. Do I have a measurement for height? What is my measurement for height? Remember, we had a whole conversation how it's the perpendicular line? So 14.4. I'm going to put that in place of my variable what? H. So times 14.4. Are we good so far? Understanding why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. Next, ask yourself, what is the most recent thing that they have done mathematically to get 286.56? They had most recently done something with this 14.4. What had they done? They had multiplied. How do we undo a multiply? Divide. So class, you're going to type in the calculator beginning parenthesis, and let me do it where you won't get confused about that too. Beginning parenthesis, what was your total? Do this right now in your online calculator. 200, online calculator, please use the online calculator. 286.56. Oops, I was about to write 4 instead of 6. Funny. Sillinesses. Okay, and then do what with 14.4? Divide by 14.4. Now I know yours is going to make it look like a fraction. That is okay. Just make sure your fraction is all together. So I would still put parentheses around it. 286.56 divided by 14.4. I have taken care of 14.4. I have already begun with my total. Now what was the most recent thing they had done with this section? They had most recently done what by 2? Divided by 2. How do we undo divide? Multiply. By what? 2. So on your calculator, please put parentheses around a 2. It lets your calculator know that you want it to multiply by 2. Now that we have undone divide by 2, we need to undo the number that had been added earlier. What is the number that had been added earlier? 18.5. How do I undo plus 18.5? I tap minus what? 18.5. Now, when you look at your calculator, don't say the number that you see. Don't say it out loud. But write on your paper the second base equals that number. Write that on your paper. Don't say it out loud. Now, is this the final answer to go online? No. What will you need to do on your online calculator? You should enter that number that goes in place of base 2 and then hit what sign on your calculator? After you enter this measurement, not B2, but the measurement you just got that I don't want you to give away to people that aren't working. Good. You're going to enter this number. Let's go the opposite direction. You'll enter this number plus this number plus this number plus this number. And that will give you your final perimeter. I'm hearing a wait what? Do we feel like I made a mistake? I don't think I did, but I need to know if I did. Perimeter is always the distance around the object. Do we see why we want to add all of these pieces? Okay, I do not want anyone to say their answer out loud. Wait if you have entered this final answer and gotten a green check mark. All right, the only thing I want to say ahead of time for my people at home for item number 15 is it's very similar to the item we just solved, but I want to point out, because it's kind of dark and hard to see, that they are giving you a height on item 15 of 3 meters. The height is your perpendicular line, not the slanty line when you get to item 15. I hope this lesson was helpful. Bye, guys.